Duke finds himself in an unexpected alliance as Mars assaulted the pit. If you keep paying me the right money, I'm good for whatever, mate. Quote, Major Bludd. Presented by Skybound Entertainment, distributed by Image Comics. Duke, Volume 1, Issue 3. At Mars headquarters, the company has begun relocating after being compromised by Duke's infiltration. Destro initially believed their interloper would be killed while being pursued by the authorities. Since that didn't happen, he must now be dealt with permanently. Luckily for them, Dr. Burkhart's tracking device works both ways and they know exactly where Duke is being held. Destro assigns this task to Major Bludd, who is happy to undertake any assignments as long as Destro keeps paying him. In the pit, Rock and Roll and Stalker confer with Colonel Hawk, who tells them that a prison transport will arrive in 2 hours to transport Duke to a new facility. Stalker and Rock and Roll both express their concerns to Hawk about locking up such a decorated soldier, especially given how fervently Duke fought them. In the cells below, the Baroness continues trying to persuade Duke and Clutch to help her escape. Duke reveals he knows who she is. Anastasia Cisaverona, daughter of Eastern European aristocrats who got bored and joined up with an off-the-books intelligence agency before turning to terrorism for unknown reasons. Duke calls her misguided, which she throws back in his face. She quit the system, the very system that betrayed Duke despite his loyalties. When she asks what would get an American hero like him locked up in the pit, Duke simply echoes Hawk's statement that it's classified. Above ground, Stalker meets the transport car only to find that both its occupants have been murdered. A fleet of helicopters fly overhead, piloted by Major Bludd and his bloodhounds. Bludd orders his hounds to kill everyone in the pit. Rock and Roll lets Clutch and Duke out of their cells to evacuate. Baroness begs them not to leave her behind before an explosion knocks them down, Rock and Roll and Clutch. As bloodhounds storm the cell, Duke reluctantly frees the Baroness. She tells him to help his friends while she looks for an exit. As Duke helps Clutch clear rubble off Rock and Roll, he is attacked by Major Bludd. Bludd reveals that he was the one who killed Burkhart and demands the device from Duke. Duke feigns ignorance, but Bludd is insistent. Duke has a high bounty on his head, and Bludd has no problem going the extra distance to finish a job. Duke defiantly tells him he'll die before telling him anything. Bludd aims his gun at Duke's head, but is shot in the back of the head by the Baroness. She then takes aim at Duke. There is a huge bounty on his head. Notes: Duke flashes back briefly to Frosting's death at the hands of Starscream in Transformers #2. Bludd confirms that he killed Dr. Burkhart back in issue 1, hinted by her mentioning that the man who attacked her was from Australia. As with other characters, Major Bludd's design is based on that of his classified series figure. This includes his mechanical arm, a detail from his original toy sculpting, but has rarely been used in previous Joe fiction. The one element not seen in this iteration appearance is the iconic eye patch, but it's safe to assume that he'll be getting that soon. In turn, the outfits worn by Major Bloodhounds are inspired by Bludd's classic design. The backstory of the Baroness detailed in this issue takes cues from her original backstory as the daughter of a European aristocrats turned terrorist. Some of her dialogue also hints towards the student radical interpretation that Larry Hama originally envisioned for her character, which has largely gone unused. While past iterations here given her the surname De Cobra, the Cicerone used her here was first introduced in the pages of Devil's Due G.I. Joe American Elite issue 22 as a retcon to her real last name, and has subsequently been used in G.I. Joe Renegades cartoon and the G.I. Joe classified novels. Clutch misquotes the song "You Can't Always Get What You Want" by the Rolling Stones. Next issue, presented by Skybound Entertainment, distributed by Image Comics. Duke, Volume 1, Issue 4.